Hello everyone and welcome to episode 4 of creating Primrose Forest in Planet Coaster 2 here on Theme Park Worldwide. I am loving bringing this part to you all so far and I'm glad that you're all enjoying it. I can't believe we're already on episode 4 in this series, and of course I'm going to be continuing on building the giant Flume ride with lots of theming and special elements that I started building in episode 3. It's more just kind of fleshing out the theming in this episode to finish off not just this ride but the overall Vikings themed area here at the park as well. I've been working on this for many hours over the past few weeks, putting it all together, and as you can see just here, it is looking absolutely awesome. So I'm going to talk you through everything that I've been doing here in this build. Again, you've seen about 4 hours worth of actual gameplay footage in this episode, and then later on in the video going to share the full-on ride POV from this Flume ride. Along with that, we'll have a first-person view walk around the park and everything I've built over the past 4 episodes, and yeah, just share some more kind of cinematic and atmospheric angles of Primrose Forest, the first themed area in this park, which is yeah, going to be complete by the end of this episode. Really exciting. Now in terms of the building just here, it's more just kind of fleshing out the theming now. I built all the structure and the ride system itself in episode 3, so I'm sure you already have, but if you haven't already, make sure you check out that episode where you can see me building the main part of this ride. But yeah, it's just kind of adding the flame torches, the windows, the flags, all these little details onto the building itself now. I'm also going to be working on the final dark ride scene for this too. Now there's been so many amazing name suggestions and storyline ideas for this. I loved reading all of your comments, and that's the thing for me. I love keeping this series and the channel in general, but especially this series really nice and interactive, where you guys can get a shout out and come up with some amazing names and also storylines for the projects that I build in Planet Coaster 2. And there's certainly been lots of awesome ones, and I'll be sharing my favourite one a little bit later in this video, because I think it fits what I wanted with this ride absolutely perfectly. So this is going to be the final main dark ride show scene here. I'm just adding some more details onto the exterior of that just there. And that's the thing, you know, I've been using pretty much everything I can do in the Vikings kind of theme pack that came with the base game in Planet Coaster 2. And there were some great things in there. I wish there was a few more animatronics and that sort of thing, because I would have liked them, especially for doing the kind of indoor scenes here. And that's the reason really why I didn't do like a full-on Viking themed dark ride, because I just don't think there's enough kind of animatronics and moving things yet in the game to have done a full-on dark ride. But I certainly managed to do the dark ride scenes that I wanted to well enough just here. Obviously this is all kind of based on these stones, and the story that I've picked later on kind of ties these stones in perfectly with the Norse theme that we've got going on just here. So yeah, just adding in all these stones in this section, and this is kind of where you're going to have the big kind of climax moments where you're going to turn back round. Obviously you come down the backwards drop, you're going to spin round forwards again, and then enjoy the nice scenery as you make your way down for the final plunge. That'll kind of be the end of everything being a bit dark and like, oh, what's going on, mysterious. You'll kind of move forward out of here and up the final lift hill before making that final plunge, and going into a bit of a cave tour as well, as you'll see shortly just here too. But now I've really enjoyed building the Vikings area. I think there's some great pieces in this theme. I've enjoyed like working with all the different walls, windows, flags have been really nice. I think the flame torches are stunning for this as well. And just overall, it's been a real pleasure building this Vikings area. It's come together just so nicely. And that's the thing, a lot of people say, you know, Sean, how do you get your ideas and inspiration? It literally is from travelling to theme parks all around the world that gives me that inspiration. And I've kind of put a lot together to bring this ride to life. And like I said in episode 3, for me, with this, it was inspired a lot by Valhalla at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, Chiapas at Phantasialand in Germany, and also as well Splash Mountain at the Disney parks. Just how, you know, I've tried to combine the 3 together with some impressive off-ride elements, some awesome show scenes, some more modern tech elements in there as well, such as the vertical lift hill and the turntable, but then also just have that kind of classic Flume feel going on just here as well. But very pleased with the overall look and finish of this. Now I did mention in the last episode that I wasn't going to put like a landing pool on that top area for the backwards drop. I was going to do something else. I completely changed my mind. I thought, no, let's just put a landing pool in there. We'll do some rocks kind of like coming up from the back. like it's coming out from the forest. You know me, I love my rocks, I love adding all the details in. So yeah, that's what I decided to do, like they're kind of expanding out from the forest. And then yeah, we've put a few rocks kind of round on the side just there to kind of blend that all together. So this is the scene, like I say, where everything's going to have gone wrong. You're thinking, oh, you know, what's happening? But then you're going to spin round, the fire's going to turn blue, and that's kind of you defeating these stones and kind of coming out of it. And yeah, the storyline that I've picked for this, I am very, very pleased with. So I'm going to read that for you now so you can hear it all. A big thank you to Leon Green 1706 for coming up with this one. And naming the ride, Marnie. I really like this, after the god of the moon in Norse mythology. A lot of thought gone into that there. I do like it. So Marnie is the name of this flume ride here at the park. Thank you so much for coming up with that one. And here's the storyline. The Vikings discovered magical meteor stones, which came from the god along the river, holding a part of his power, but disturbing them unleashes a deadly curse, turning the peaceful waters wild. Now anyone who ventures too close faces the wrath of the cursed stones. And obviously when you come down to the drop, they had the idea of that was you like escaping from the stones, because obviously you've got too close. So thank you so much, Leon Green 1706, for that one. Really do appreciate it. I think it's a great name. I like how, you know, we're just kind of going with one word, Norse mythology as well. It all just fits together beautifully. And yeah, I think that goes really well. And obviously we've got these meteor stones. I do like that a lot. I think it fits really nicely with what I've already created. But also I thought about that as I've continued on with episode 4 here in the build, just with adding a few more bits in. And I thought, instead of you coming down that big drop and it just kind of ending, obviously we've done this finale dark ride scene, which will be just through the archways there near the top spin. Obviously with that you're going to go through like a nice cave tour at the end of the experience. So yeah, I think that should work out quite nice, and it means that the whole ride isn't too dark in nature. At the end of the day, it's very much a family ride. Nobody wants, you know, the whole thing to just be all like dark, and it's not like a ghost train or something like that we've built. You know, it is a family flume ride. People want to have fun on it too, so I thought we won't go too like dark with the story either. But I like that a lot, and it seems like a lot of you did as well. A lot of you commented on their posts in the comments and said, oh, they love the idea. And I read each and every one. Obviously I'll reply to some, I'll heart your comments, but rest assured I read each and every one of your comments on all the videos. But yeah, these episodes, I love keeping it interactive, so thank you so much. And yeah, keep them name suggestions coming in, and any just overall suggestions for the park. I know a lot of people said, oh, will you show us more of the park in like a first person view? So we're going to be doing that right near the end of the episode, just before I share with you the full POV of this water ride that has took a long time to do, but I'm very pleased with it. Obviously I didn't just want a standard flume ride, I wanted to change the elevation a lot. I wanted some special elements in there, and yeah, I think overall it's turned out pretty good, to be honest. Really happy with it, as you'll see from the final POV a little bit later on. So again, just fleshing out the theming now, adding in like this like shrubbery, this foliage growing up the side, just to make it look a little bit older, and obviously it just adds a little bit more to the walls just there as well. So yeah, just got like some growing planters going up the side. This is obviously the station building here. This didn't take too long, just to add some windows and things around the side, and also kind of do that on the interior as well. We don't need loads of stuff on the interior of the station. It's not a huge focus of the storyline, but yeah, just a nice kind of idea to make it look pretty on the interior. Yeah, I love using these. You probably noticed I love using these like wooden planks just to like outline certain things, especially with this theme. I've used that a lot in Planet Coaster, the original game, to like do Wild West areas and pirate areas, just kind of outlaying things, and it just looks quite nice, you know, when you're using that, like outlining different borders. So I thought I'd do that here in the Vikings area with it having quite a wooden feel. And overall, I'm pleased with how that turned out. Yeah, it's looking good. How are you all getting on then with Planet Coaster? Obviously, we have some updates that are coming soon. They've already done a few updates too. Fireworks, they're coming back into the game soon, so that'll be nice. And to do some fireworks shows. I think we're quite a way off yet from having a fireworks show in this park. But no, I'm really enjoying it. They've certainly fixed some of the bugs, which I am pleased of. The bugs on the drop on the log flume seems to have disappeared now with one of the updates, so that's really good as well. So I'm certainly happy about that. But yeah, let us know down in the comments how you're getting on with Planet Coaster 2. Right then, we've got the Husk top spin just here as well. It's not green, this one. Yeah, we're going to have another close-up look at that Alton Towers. I'm going to share my thoughts on that in a separate video this week, so stay tuned for that over the weekend. Yeah, I'm really liking the fact we put a top spin in here. It gets very close to the building there just behind it, but don't worry, rest assured, the clearance is there. Literally a matter of inches, I think, but it is clear from the building there just behind it as well, which is good. And yeah, we're just adding a few bits of details around here. I read a few of your name suggestions as well for the top spin. Keep them coming in. I won't pick a name for this until the next episode, episode 5. So yeah, you don't need to come up with like a big storyline or anything. At the end of the day, it's just a filler ride. It's a top spin. But it looks quite pretty. We're adding a few boxes and things around. Maybe something that fits in with the story and the name that I've picked for the Flume ride. Would be quite nice. But yeah, just get your suggestions coming in, and obviously you'll get a shout out as well if I pick your name for the ride. But yeah, I don't just go off my judgment, I go off all of your judgment as well. Obviously you can use the little like feature down in the comments to thumb up other people's comments and ideas. That gives me a good indication to what you guys think will be a good name as well. So I don't just go off my thoughts, I go off that as well, and kind of put it all together based on that really, and what I think sounds the best and fits with the park. So yeah, get your suggestions coming in for the top spin, and we'll name that in episode 5. Obviously, in the next episode, I'm going to be starting work on the next themed area, which is going to be really exciting. Obviously, I spent a long time working on this one. It took me 4 episodes, but I feel like we got some good results. Lots of buildings. We've got the main restaurant that I'm just starting work on now, which I'll talk about in a second. But we've got 5 rides in here. We've got a coaster. We've got the water ride. We've got 3 supporting flat rides. I just think it's a really nice opening area to the park. Really happy with it. It's got like that kind of quaint Viking town, which I wanted when you get round into this area. And it feels more like a Viking village, really, at the entrance. All the cute little buildings and little photo opportunities, lots of water, lots of things to see, which I'm really pleased about. Here we go, I'm having fun with the pathways again just here. So yeah, just putting my steps in to build an upper level. This is going to be a 2-story restaurant. We're going to have seating downstairs. We're going to have an outdoor terrace upstairs, which will look out over the water ride and also look out towards the wooden coaster and just the area in general, just to provide some nice scenic views. So yeah, this is going in nicely. We've got a nice upstairs seating there. In a second, I do connect the pathway and make that a bit of a rectangle there on the top. But yeah, that's going to be like a balcony on the front, and just kind of getting the feel for this really, because we've not got any indoor dining in this whole area so far. Obviously, we've got a small little vegan takeout place that I put in a couple of episodes back by the pirate ship. And then we've got them food stalls, which I built way back in episode 1. Just up on you got the steps and you got that nice outdoor seating area. That's ideal if the weather's good, but as we all know, the climate isn't always the best, is it, when you go to theme parks? You can have some really horrible rainy days, so we need a good indoor seating restaurant. That's what this is going to be. We've already got 1 set of toilets round by the main entrance, but we're going to add a double set of toilets here now, because obviously this is the core of this area really. You know, we've got the massive water ride opposite. People will be coming off that. Might have been waiting quite a long time for it, so we'll put some toilets here. The wooden coaster is not too far away either, but you've got a choice of either coming to these toilets or the other ones. Like I said, I like keeping things as realistic as I can do, really. Just to give you know, when you come off a big ride, you want toilets a lot of the time, and it always amazes me when you go to some theme parks, like in real life, you know, forget Planet Coaster 2 for a minute. In real life, you go to some theme parks and you've been queuing ages for a ride, and they haven't put like a toilet block near the exit. You know, for me, when you're designing these areas, I think it's a necessity when you've got a big ride to have a toilet block nearby. You know, it doesn't even need to be a full massive thing, just some smaller toilets. Because, you know, if you got to go, aren't you? I mean, it might be too much information for some, but, you know, I like thinking of these things. I think it's really important. Just zoomed out a little bit here. You know me by now. I like zooming out, getting a bit of an idea on the overall appearance of what I'm building from a distance. We've gone a lot more down the kind of brickwork with this building, but there's going to be like some more wooden style architecture further up. I tell you what though, look at this. It's really nice. What I love about this area, you know, I've said this before, but I'll say it again. in terms of that, an entrance normally what I build, it's very kind of square and, you know, everything's like symmetrical, if you know what I mean. Like if you look back at, way back at when I built Volcano Springs, you know, my original park in the original Planet Coaster 8 years ago. And in that series, it was all very symmetrical, wasn't it? Like all the pathways are very aligned and square. And, you know, if you want to do like that Main Street style from Disney, then yeah, that's kind of what you want. Maybe not as square as it used to be there, as I did back then, but that just comes with experience playing the game more. But what's nice about this is things are on different angles. You know, you walk around, you've got like turrets here, you've got little bits of water here, you've got the kinetics of the rides. And I just think it just ties it all together. So when you walk around this in first person view, which I'll show you later on in the video, you just kind of ties it all together and you're discovering different things around the corner. And that's what a fantastic theme park does, in my opinion. A perfect example of that is Diagon Alley at Universal Islands of Adventure. What I love with that is you walk in, and obviously it is the Harry Potter IP, but what they've done with that area is incredible, because you're walking around and nothing's just straight, is it? Everything's kind of like got a bit of a wonk to it, and you're walking around and different elevations, windows a little bit skewiffed, and that's kind of what I wanted to give with this. Obviously, this on a much bigger scale than Diagon Alley, because obviously that's a tiny area, very closed in, whereas this is more open and spread out. But I kind of wanted to have that vibe of, you know, nothing's all straight and normal here. Everything can be a little bit wacky, and this Viking village that we've gone for. So no, I'm really happy with that. This is just literally a bit of water that I'd added off to the side. No real purpose for it other than just making it look pretty. Again, just little bits at the side, little relaxing areas. That's something what Disney do the best, isn't it? Things that they put in which they don't need to at all, but they do just so it looks really nice in the area and just fits with it all. So I like to do that when I design my parks. Lots of barrels. I tell you what, this park would be over budget with barrels, wouldn't it? Like, you need thousands if I was building a theme park in real life. Barrels and rocks, there you go, makes a good theme park. No, just adding some rocks around and just kind of adding it all. I just like filling in the space. I don't like anything to be too gappy. It always amazes me though when you get to this point and you look at your park and you think, blimey, it all just started off as flat grass with nothing on. You know, and that's the beauty of this game. You spend a lot of time building, but it's just like, it's really rewarding at the end to it, and obviously it's all saved, and you're going to be able to look back on this forever. So it's not like it's time, you know, that's waiting, and it's stored here on YouTube for you all to enjoy. And, you know, before Planet Coaster 2 was released, I spent quite a bit of time looking back at my old episodes from original Planet Coaster. And it's just like, it was a bit of a trip down memory lane. So it's like, yes, it takes a long time to build this stuff. And sometimes you can think, oh, you know, you struggle for the motivation to carry on building something because it takes a long time. But it's just worth it in the end. Like, it was worth it in the end when your creation just comes to life. It really is. But no, really happy with the overall look and appearance of how this is coming on. And obviously that's what I said before in terms of, you know, if I'm getting a little bit fed up building something, I'll do something else for a little bit and then come back to it and work on something again. And that's kind of what I did with this restaurant here. I wanted it to be nice, heavily detailed, one of the best buildings in the whole area. So I thought, let's just go away for a little bit, do a bit of landscaping, put some fences in, and then come back to it a little bit later on. And that's exactly what I've done just here. So yeah, just working on them internal walls now, putting them all together. The reason that I wanted it to be multi-level was, again, just to add to the kind of kinetics over all of this. Instead of just having it all on one surface, I thought it'd be really nice kind of adding another level to it just there. Having a bit of a play about with the roof, deciding what I wanted to do. At first I thought, oh, that looked good. Then I realised, looks a bit too much, that does, with all the bit in the middle. So yeah, I do slightly edit that. You'll notice all the time, and we all do it, every creator does it in Planet Coaster. You put things in, you look at it from different angles and you think, yeah, that doesn't look quite right. And that's what I did here, you know. So I decided in a second to remove some of the middle sections. And you know, that's fine. Like, that's, if it takes 20 attempts, it can get a bit frustrating sometimes, and you feel like, oh, you might not be getting there or getting very far. But it is worth it just to get the end results in the end as well, which I'm yeah, really happy about. Hope you're enjoying the theme park music in the background of these episodes, by the way. One of the comments made me laugh on the previous episode. Someone was like, I'm loving the episode, but don't leave us with the Smiler music again. It did make me laugh. It's a choice, isn't it, the Smiler music? Like, obviously, I'm a score that produced that have created some of the best theme park soundtracks anywhere in the world, and the Smiler is one of the most recognisable pieces of theme park music anywhere out there. It really is. So as much as it can be a bit annoying when you stood in a 90-minute queue waiting for the Smiler, listening to that all over again, it is an iconic soundtrack, and I still do like listening to it sometimes. Obviously not for a full 90 minutes, but I do still quite like that soundtrack. But yeah, in these episodes, I always put in a bit of theme park music in the background for you all. We've had a bit of Helix so far from Liseberg in Sweden. That's one of my favourite soundtracks. We've had a bit of Hyperia from Thorpe Park, Nemesis Reborn at Alton Towers. Amazing soundtracks. You'll notice that I love Imascore's music a lot. And if I had a real theme park, such as this, if Primrose Forest was ever built in real life, you know, I would definitely use Imascore. I think their music's fantastic. It's not like, this isn't like a paid promotion or anything. I don't do that sort of thing on this channel, but you know, I just love their music. I think it's great. Like, they deserve a shout out just for how amazing Imascore's music is, to be honest. And you know, there's other composers out there that make amazing music, but you know, Imascore, their soundtracks are amazing. You know, I love their music so much in theme parks, and music is such an important part of the theme park experience. It really is, you know, so that's why I like, even just low in the background, just having a bit of theme park music for you to enjoy just whilst I'm building, just so you're not listening to me talking and there's just nothing going on in the background, just a little bit of low theme park music. I've lowered the audio level slightly from the first episode just from your feedback, but as always, you know, appreciate any feedback. Right, in terms of the build, coming on nicely. This scaling tool is fantastic now. Like that little roof that I've just put on there outside the toilets, you know, the fact that you can just upscale something, which is like so small, that I made it like 2.5 times bigger, and so it fit over the double toilet entrance, like fantastic. I'm a big fan of the scaling feature in Planet Coaster 2. I think it's fantastic, and you can't use it on all the scenery items, but you can use it on quite a bit. It's like the shields, if I wanted them bigger, the flags. Yeah, you can just change stuff, and you can just see it there, the scale in the top right, and you can just change it, which is fantastic, just to get it how you want it. So this is my outdoor seating area on the upper level. Decided to put some like permanent, not umbrellas, but like these little roofs on the front. I thought they looked quite nice, so I thought we'd put them on. With the pathway being quite wide around here as well, I thought let's just add some more seating at the side. I kind of refrained from adding big seating areas like this round by the entrance to the park, mainly because obviously the pathway, you've got all the footfall coming in. As soon as you're coming through the entrance, all the footfall's coming into the park. Here we're at a split point now where, you know, guests can either turn right and head into the next themed area, or carry on to the left around here to the restaurant. So it doesn't matter as much about the path being blocked a little bit. And these are all bits of theme park design that I just like to think of from when I visit theme parks. I've been to some parks before and I think, why are all these benches in this area? You know, you've got this busy area, put them off to the side. So here we're going to be fine because the pathway is nice and wide. It splits off for the restaurant and the toilets anyway. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. In terms of this restaurant, as you can see, it's a big building, it's a massive eatery. We're going to need a name for this one as well. So along with your name suggestions for the top spin, get them coming in for this large restaurant here, which is also quite iconic because this is the final Vikings building that I'm going to be building in the series. So yeah, I don't think we're going to be coming back and doing any expansions to this area. I think I've utilised all of this theme into its kind of potential, in my opinion anyway. I can't really think of anything else what I can do with this now, so I'm quite happy with the Vikings theme. Yeah, we're not going to be coming back for expansion. I'm not leaving any room for expansion with this area. Once it's done, it's done. So this is the final Vikings building. Not too far away from seeing some more kind of overall shots of what we've built over the past 4 episodes, and also that walkthrough of the park in first person view, and also the POV as well. So I hope that you enjoy that. Just adding the signage on here now, and obviously that's where your name, what you've picked, could go up on there as well. So yeah, I always love reading through the names, and yeah, I look forward to picking one for the next episode. I'd always recommend getting suggestions in sooner rather than later. Obviously, there's no set upload days for this time. Planet Coaster, they always used to normally be on like a Wednesday or a set day. With this series, that isn't the case. I'm just uploading when I'm uploading. And as you may have noticed, like this week, there's been 2 episodes this week because I've had more time. Whereas in a couple of weeks, we're at Disneyland Paris and Europa Park, it will just be like the 1 episode a week there because obviously we've got stuff on. But yeah, that's why I didn't want to commit to a certain day. I'll just get the episodes out when I can. There'll be at least one within like a 7-day period for you to enjoy. But I'd always recommend get your suggestions in within the first kind of 3 days, you know, because there would never be like a back-to-back episode. So maybe the first 3 days, make sure you got your suggestions in if you have got them for the park. Right then, it's literally just adding them final finishing touches now into the area. I might end up doing a couple of bits off camera at some point if I feel like, you know, I need to. But in general, I think this is fleshed out quite nicely. Very pleased with how the overall look of this is. But, you know, sometimes you think, oh, we'll add a little bit more. This is the interior of the restaurant just here now. Obviously, these wouldn't be real flame torches inside just here. These would be just a fake flame effect, but obviously there's nothing quite like that in the game, so I've just added these in. Yeah, I don't think we want to burn the whole restaurant down, do you, with these ones. Obviously on the exterior they'd be real, but on the interior there, yeah, especially close to guests like that, they would not be real. Just putting in some benches there, some seating, again just leaving enough room for people to queue up and actually get their food. We've just got these little bits at the side, so we're filling them in. And yeah, that's the interior space all done for the restaurant. You know, you've got the nice brickwork effect in there. We're just doing a similar thing on the upper level just there too. And there we go. Like, that's the restaurant area complete. Before we have a first person walk around the park and see it from guest level, I just wanted to show you just some more shots of what we've built over the past 4 episodes. I spent a lot of time on this over the past like 3 weeks, building this Vikings area. And it always gets like, I know it sounds weird because it's a game, but I always get quite emotional when it comes to this point where you've done that area, because it starts off with literally nothing, doesn't it? You see like the biome when you first, you know, open the game, and you just see nothing there at all. And obviously, you know, it's turned into this beautiful park, this beautiful landscape. We've got 5 rides here. We've got 3 different eateries. We've got 2 toilet blocks. We've got lots of theming and photo opportunities. The kinetics theme really nice that connects all the rides and the themes. We've got windmills and this whole kind of Norse Vikings themed area, which, you know, I am really happy with. You know, just seeing it from these different angles. And a lot of the time I always show you it from like a raised up kind of elevation like this. So that's why in a moment I wanted to show you that kind of first person guest view of this as well. Love the swinging ship just there. Like, I think that looks amazing raised up. That's the thing, when you raise a flat ride up, you can do so much with theming around. Hence, you know, with Alton Towers, with their top spin, they've raised that up above the footpath. Can't wait to see what they do with theming and effects on that at Alton Towers. But yeah, with this swinging ship, just raising it up, putting the waterfall in front, looks the part. Obviously, we've got the wooden coaster there, and just behind it, you've got the vertical lift hill, which is beautifully hidden in the tower just there for the water ride. All your show buildings all hidden away as well, nicely in with the foliage. And this is why I picked this biome, because it already had like a lovely foresty feel. I knew that I wanted to create a park thick in the forest here. And that's why there's a hell of a lot of trees, rocks and landscaping. You know, this is the sort of place like Alton Towers would be, you know, like really in the forest I wanted to create with this. And that's why we've got the, you know, I picked this biome because you've got all the hills and things in the background. It kind of looks a bit like, you know, the Staffordshire countryside in the background. And in terms of the location for this park, it probably would be a British-based park with the climate and how I'm designing this. That's your security area just there. There we go, and this is first person guest view, guest level. Oh, nice view looking out over the water. Fantastic. The wooden coaster roaring away. Yeah, you got your plaza. Obviously, you're going to be able to head round further on to the right to the water park soon. Obviously, I'm going to be building the mythology themed area next, which is going to be really nice. I'm excited to get stuck in with that theme. But then after that, I am going to be starting work on the second gate at Primrose Forest, and that will be the water park. Guest services on the right. We've got the small little eatery just there as well. And then we've got the main kind of outdoor food courts up the steps just there too. Some nice kind of water features around. First set of toilets on the right hand side. This is where you get your first view of the rides really in this area. Obviously off to the left hand side with the nebula. And straight on with the swinging ship just there too. Lifter of the wooden coaster looks really good. I'm pleased that I went with more of a traditional woody now instead of the GCI, even though I was kind of forced to because of the bugs in the game at the time. I don't know if they fixed the GCI or not yet, but like I say, it didn't. When I was building the lift hill, it didn't have any supports, and I could have done custom supports, but it would have took a very long time, and it would look nowhere near as good, I don't think. But yeah, all the entrance to the wooden coaster, Fuel Fury, very nice just there. Oh, look at that waterfall, brilliant. And you come round here, obviously we've got the entrance just over there to the swinging ship. Some more nice landscaping, that little lake area on the right. The main unnamed restaurant there. Get your name suggestions coming in. Entrance on the left-hand side for the water ride, which we've built over the past 2 episodes. And look at that, it looks really nice. Like someone said in the comments, oh, Tower of Terror style with the view looking out the top. That's kind of what I was going for with this. Restaurant off to the right, currently unnamed top spin. Get your suggestions coming in for that. And a nice view of that whole building, the windmill, and the drop. But here we go. You ready for a POV then? Over the next few minutes, here's a full POV of this major water ride here in Primrose Forest.
Welcome to Marnie. Please remain seated, keeping hands, arms, feet and legs inside the boat at all times.
Us Vikings have discovered some magical meteor stones, and Harold has told me that I've got to take you to see them. Some say that they come from the god along the river, holding a part of his power. Now stay quiet. We wouldn't want to disturb them, would we? Welcome to the Undercroft Chamber, home of the meteor stones. Looks like we have disturbed them. This really isn't looking good. In all the years I've been travelling these waters, I've never seen the lower parts of the Undercroft Chamber before. Looks like we got off lightly. Let me turn the boat round up ahead. It seems that the meteor stones have control over our boat. Remain calm, everyone. I have a plan. I've managed to use some ropes at the side to pull us out of here. Hold tight, everyone. Looks like we've made it, but just one thing. We managed to escape from the power of the meteor stones, but there's only one way down from here. Scoggus Falls happens to be the biggest waterfall in over 100 miles, and well, we've got to go down it, so make sure you hang on. Well, looks like we made it. Well done, everyone. Now, as a special treat, Harold has let me take you inside of the famous Heller Caves. So sit back and enjoy the views. What an incredible adventure it's been. Are marvellous, aren't they? Goodbye everyone, and remember, stay away from those meteor stones.
Thank you for riding Marnie. When the boat stops, please exit to your left.
Well, there we go, a full on-ride POV from Marnie here in the Vikings themed area at Primrose Forest. And that is the area officially complete. Get them name suggestions coming in for the restaurant and also for the top spin, and I'll reveal those in episode 5. In the next episode, I'm going to be starting work on a brand new themed area, mythology theming. This looks awesome in the game, can't wait to get stuck in with it. I'm going to be going straight in with a major roller coaster, a big thrill coaster, which is going to be absolutely awesome. If you do enjoy these videos, be sure to give them a big thumbs up, and also as well subscribe to the channel for all of the latest updates, and I'll see you in episode 5. That leaves me with one final thing to say. Get out there and keep on riding. See you in the next episode.